So here's a wild idea. What if we took the same ruthless logic that builds business monopolies and applied it to dating? I know, it sounds a little intense, right? But today, we're going to break down a way of thinking that totally reframes dating. It's not about playing a numbers game. It's about a strategic quest to become a category of one.
You know, if you've ever felt like you're just another face in an endless sea of profiles, this quote probably hits pretty close to home. The whole modern dating scene can feel less like finding a connection and more like being in this brutal, overcrowded marketplace. But what if there was a way to just step out of that competition completely? All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to pinpoint the problem. Then we'll get into a powerful counter strategy that actually comes from the world of tech startups. We'll even see it in action with some of history's most fascinating people, understand the psychology of why it works, and then we'll wrap up with a really important question, just for you. Okay, let's dive into the core problem here. Why does swiping left and right so often feel totally exhausting, maybe even a little dehumanizing? Well, the answer, believe it or not, comes from a really basic idea in economics. This is where it gets really interesting. See, in business, a perfectly competitive market is where everyone is selling pretty much the same thing. Just imagine a street that's lined with a dozen coffee carts that are all identical. The only way they can compete is by lowering their prices, right? Until eventually nobody's really making any money. Well, dating apps create that exact same dynamic. When every profile starts to look and sound kind of the same, you're forced to compete on these tiny, superficial things. You basically turn yourself into a commodity and your own unique value just tanks. So if competition is the trap, then the only way out is to build a monopoly. Now, this idea comes from the pretty famous Silicon Valley investor Peter Thiel. His whole thing is that the most successful companies and people don't just do a slightly better version of what already exists, they create something brand new. And this slide just breaks it down perfectly. The competitive path, what he calls 1 to N, is all about trying to be a little bit funnier or a little more attractive than the next person. But the monopoly path, 0 to 1, is about being the only version of you. It's not about being the best player in the game. It's about inventing a game that only you can play. So how in the world do you build a monopoly of you? Well, Thiel's answer is what he calls proprietary technology. In business, that's like a secret algorithm or a special formula. But in dating, it's that core part of you that's so unique and so valuable that nobody can copy it. Maybe it's your insane knowledge of old movies, or a specific kind of wit that's all your own. Or maybe it's the way you can make someone feel like they're the only person in the world. It's your secret sauce. It's what makes you irreplaceable. And listen, this isn't just some modern tech bro theory. History is absolutely full of people who just instinctively